Are you claiming that Keith Hernandez has the best trait of any player with his
Oh,
defense?
Keith Hernandez is the best defensive first baseman to ever walk onto a field.
Well, by the way,
No doubt.
hold on one second.
No doubt.
Keith
And that's
Hernandez.
when defensive first base
Keith
matters.
Keith Hernandez said Don Mattingly is the greatest baseball defensive player he's ever seen. Don Mattingly, he said that. Keith says that he was a better offensive player than Don, but defensively, Don Mattingly doesn't get the respect that he deserves at first base, and that Keith said that Don Mattingly was a better defensive player than he was. That's what Keith said.
I disagree.
I'm just telling you what Keith said.
But I'm also saying that defensively, like when you look at, this is my problem with some of the modern analytics too, is that when you look at defensively, defensive WAR, what a lot of people talk about, first base gets no love whatsoever nowadays. But it's the same positional adjustment as it was back when Keith Hernandez played. Why is that? When people in baseball players bunt more, they bunted more and they stole bases more back then. Wasn't first base more important back then? Keith Hernandez made it an art. Nowadays, first base is, I could play first base. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Back then, it was a different story. You know, what Keith Hernandez saying about Don Mattingly, that's great. And Don Mattingly was an excellent first baseman, defensively and offensively, obviously. But I'm just saying, there's a big difference between now and 30 years ago, the way things are judged and the way things are looked at. But I just still think that you need to let the players play the game.
So
stop making rules.
So in terms of the rule changes, is there anything specific that you would have wanted them to modify with either the way the game is played or specific rules, and what would that be?
Well, I honestly, the doubleheader rule with 7 innings for a doubleheader, I like that. I actually think that's a good rule. Especially with more teams using relief pitchers and starters not going,
I don't like that rule.
I like that rule.
I don't like that rule. That ruins the game of baseball.
It saves your bullpen. It saves your players.
The game.
I don't mind that. The other rules, the DH in the National League, I'm good with. I don't want to see pitches.
I don't like that rule. I don't like the if it's a doubleheader, you play 7 innings in the second game. I think that ruins the game. Listen, the game is just like you say. You shouldn't get rid of shifting. You shouldn't get rid of if it's a doubleheader. You shouldn't get rid of 9 innings. That's ridiculous. And these baseball players are making millions and millions of dollars. And I cry me a river about their arms. Okay, I don't care. This is the game. This is the way the game is played for years. And listen, shifting's been around forever. It's been around forever. I know that's what everybody says. Well, it's been around forever, so it doesn't really matter. That's true, but shifting has been more dominant now than it ever has been. And it all started with John Madden. Joe Madden. It started with Joe Madden with Tampa. And ever since then, every single team now is doing analytics, looking at the analytics, where they hit the ball 90% of the time, and they're trying to move the position and move the players in position so they're ready for the ball to come to them. I think it ruins the game, and that's what I think it does. As far as the extra innings and playing extra innings and doing anything, those rules should never be changed. And I think it's great for the DH situation in the National League. I think it helps the National League because it helps the pitchers out. Pitchers don't have to hit. There's no situation where a pitcher's going to get hit with a baseball, get hit in the head with a baseball, and then they're out for a significant amount of time. So I think it's great for baseball. Plus, you got people, the first basemen that are not very good defensive players, third basemen are not very good defensive players, where you can shift them into the DH part and you could put a defensive player at third base or first base. So I think that helps the National League. As far as the other rules, I just think Rob Manfred's an idiot. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He's the worst commissioner.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. He is the worst commissioner in sports. He is horrible. And I just hope baseball realizes that, and ownership realizes that in 2024 when his contract's up. And they got a guy sitting there right now, Theo Epstein, who is a genius, smart guy. I hate him because he ran the Red Sox. I hate him for that. But who's to say that Theo Epstein is not one of the smartest guys in baseball? He would be great for baseball. I think that would be a sensational move for the ownership and where baseball is moving towards. I think it's great. I think it would be great if Theo Epstein took over for the league and where the league is going.
I would agree with that. I like Theo Epstein, a legendary GM, bringing the first Red Sox World Series in 86 years and the first Cubs World Series in 108 years. Done more for those franchises than anything.
He's done good for baseball.
I still disagree with you a couple of days, but I disagree with you with the
shifting,
the whole shifting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still disagree because they shifted Ted Williams and he's still at 400. So
okay, and they shifted. They didn't shift Ted Williams all the time. Okay.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Oh, they never did. But every time you watch Aaron Judge go up or John Carlos Stanton go up, you see them, or Joey Gallo come up, you see, the third baseman playing on the first baseline. I mean, it's ridiculous. It ruins the game.
Chris Davis come back next year. He's 35 years old. He quit baseball because he sucked. And then he's going to come back next year because his shift's not around anymore. And all of a sudden he's going to hit 300. Come on.
No, he's still going to hit 247.
That's happen, right?
He's still going to hit 247, just like he did 3 years in a row.
Well, he's got that long-term deal like Bobby Bonilla.
Oh, Chris with a C. Okay.
Sorry, not Chris with the K.
I know. Still one of the greatest statistical anomalies, though.
People forget Mookie Wilson hit 276 3 years in a row.
Well, Chris Davis, you're talking about with Baltimore, and he's got a contract it's a sensational. He's got like a Bobby Bonilla contract. He's going to get paid for the next 25 years.
Way more than Bobby Bonilla ever made. Bobby Bonilla is not even close to the Atlanta Braves are still paying Bruce Sutter from 1987.
Oh wow!
So
damn.
Yeah, they got one more year, I think, for $750,000 or something like that. Like they're still the Red Sox are still paying Manny Ramirez $2 million a year. I mean,
I think the Dodgers doing it too.
Don't forget, Max Scherzer is going to be paid $15 million a year from the Washington Nationals until 2035.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla's contract expires then.
Deferred money. Bobby Bonilla is just a joke. But a lot of these teams do that. A lot of these teams are,
Before we let you go, okay? Before we let you go,
yep.
What are your thoughts right now this year? Who do you think wins the MVP in the National League and the American League? And who do you think wins the Cy Young in the National League and the American League?
Oh, man.
I mean, just a guess of what you've seen so far.
But to see so far, honestly, National League MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, and if he continues on his pace, I'd have to give it to Manny Machado.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people look at Acuna, but he missed the first 3 weeks. A lot of people look at Juan Soto. Obviously, his team stinks. Mm-hmm. With Fernando Tatis now, Machado's leading the league in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging. Leading in the slash line. He's leading the league in hits. He's leading the league in runs scored. He's carrying that offense. And they're a half a game back behind the Dodgers.
Soto's not having a good year, by the way.
He's playing his usual excellent defensive third base. He hasn't made an error yet this year. And, I mean, I believe he's got a 3 DRS. So, I mean, I would say Machado at this point in the National League. As far as Cy Young, I'm going to go with Walker Buehler in the National League. He's moving into.
I predicted that anyways, by the way. I predicted Walker Buehler before the season started was going to win the National League Cy Young. So I predicted.
Yeah, I could definitely say it. I mean, he's been lights out, and he's really coming into his own. He's learned from Kershaw, and he's taken over that team. He's taken over that rotation.
How about the American League?
The American League, I got to go with my boy. I'm a Twins fan. So as long as he stays healthy, I'm going to go with Buxton. You never know when he's going to get hurt again with everything. But the dude's got as much talent as anyone in the league. Defensively, speed. He's a 5-tool player. And if he can stay healthy for 140 games and actually win the Twins, the American League Central, where it looked like they weren't the White Sox were going to run away with it, well, I would have to give it to Buxton. Cy Young wise, I still go with Garrett Cole.
I picked it. It's so funny you said that.
Cole.
I said Walker Buehler and Garrett Cole, both guys for the American. I'm not lying to you, Speedy. Did I say that?
I don't remember you said Garrett
I
Cole.
said Garrett Cole.
I'll believe you.
I said Garrett Cole.
I
said Garrett Cole from the Yankees, and I said Walker Buehler from the National League. That's what I said. And as far as MVP in the American League, as of right now, and it seems like it's moving that way. Mike Trout will win it again this year. And in the National League, it's a hit or miss with the National League. I don't know what to expect with the National League, but I'm going to take a guess right now. If the season were to end, who's the guy that stands out on right now in the National League? Who's having a good season?
Machado.
Machado, but there's somebody on the Dodgers that's having a good year.
But they all have good years.
No.
Everyone on the
Dodgers
having a good year.
That's the thing with the Dodgers.
But they look at the
San
numbers.
Diego actually comes away with that division. Machado,
Okay, so you think Machado? I think it's. I have to look, but I think somebody on the Dodgers is hitting like 330 or 325 or something like that. So I'm going to go with one of the Dodgers to win the National League MVP. But before the season started, I had a Cole and Walker Buehler as far as my Cy Youngs, and hitting, I said Mike Trout if he stays healthy. I think he's going to win it again. And in the National, I forget who I did.
I think you said Acuna.
Acuna?
Yeah,
Acuna. Okay, I'll go with Acuna if he ever gets back on track. But whatever, Anyways,
he's been great since he came back.
Absolutely. Tell us a little before we let you go. Tell us a little bit about your organization and how we can find you on social media.
Yeah, we run primetimesportstalk.com. We do everything, mainly baseball and football, but we've been doing hockey and basketball. We do a lot of motocross, stuff like that. DFS, if anyone's in daily fantasy, we do that every day. We have DFS for baseball. We also have a football every Sunday. And just like nostalgia stuff with baseball. I do a Flashback Friday episode for like older players and stuff like that. And, there's a ton of stuff to find on there.
Well, we really appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us. We'll get you on very, very soon as well and giving us the time. Tell the fans how they can find you on Twitter.
Yeah, hit me up at jball0202 and hit up Primetime Sports Talk at Chalk Primetime on Twitter. And we also have Facebook pages and everything like that.
Oh, those are I hate Facebook and I hate Instagram.
But it's it's when you get into groups and stuff like that, it's great.
Yeah, it is. But I think Twitter is the most important thing when it comes to sports media because that's how you interact with people. And when you're posting things, you're posting up your stuff. I used to think like Facebook and Instagram. I don't even care about Instagram. It's just pictures and so stupid. Instagram is so stupid. Forever. And Facebook, Facebook, it's good when you're groups, but the real social media that you really want to be connected with is Twitter. That is the most important thing to get connected with when it comes to media and sports. So anyways, we really appreciate you joining us. We'll get you on soon, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.